Sure. Alrighty. Pretty sure she'll call you today. I don't know. Well, you know, Paul and Linda, we went there Sunday and then they came over last night. Yo, oh, don't get your no, don't get your undies in a bundle. It wasn't like that. Okay. Well, like I said, I'll be there between 5:30 and 6. Drop off some business cards for you. We can go from there. If she is done by then she'll be with me. If not, you just call her later tonight. All right. Thanks, Dick. Have a great day. Bye. Hey, do you know what's wrong with Butchie?
Mm-mm. I'm just gonna mute that for now. Hopefully I can get it back. I don't yet. I think they're trying to figure that out. And oh.
Let's see. Who else do I get? we'll come and take a look at it. We'll show me around and give my highs and goodbyes, and that was about it.
Yeah, I get out of there pretty quick. In and out pretty quick.
And it is the attitude of most of them, right off the bat, they're letting you know, I'm not
Right, Lori? Yeah, I tell them, don't worry, you know. I said, I'm just here for a preview. I said, I have a lot of buyers in this price range, and no, there's hardly any on MLS, and if they are, you know, I can go in with a lockbox to see them. But when it's for sale by owner, I have to personally. And so they're like, okay. They, here's even an objection that you get, that I would come up with a script to overcome it, is we're not going to pay a realtor for a buyer's agent. I said, okay, so what I hear is that you want a certain amount for your house, correct? Yes. And then I'll try to ask them, I said, what's your bottom dollar? And you catch them off guard, and some of them say, I need to get so how it works is, you know, if my client's interested, and what we'll do is we'll just add my commission to the top of that price. And then they're like, oh, okay. So that works. You get in too much.
Have you ever had anybody say, I'm not let you through without a buyer?
Yes, that happens a lot.
Okay.
And my response to that is, I can't bring a buyer through unless I know that your house qualifies for their criteria. You know, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste their time or my time.
Look at the pictures on Zillow.
Yeah. Or I say,
Sure.
if it is, I'm not going to like it.
Right. Okay. How did the calls go? The pre-scripting was good. Did anybody have success? Yeses?
I had and then I had a guy who was swamped. But he's going to send me a list.
A couple of the people,
Trish. He's swamped.
oh, so
Couple of
he's going to
vendors.
send you a name of other elected.
Yeah, but I did get.
Are you guys familiar with the Homekeeper app?
Yep.
Homekeeper? Some are and some are not. You all have access to the Homekeeper app, which is a app that you can share at any point in time in the transaction. So you could put preferred vendors in there and then share it with your clients branded to you. So when you're making these phone calls, then you can let them yes, that you'll be adding them to this app that you'll be sharing with clients. And again, it's still branded to you. So you could potentially put lenders in there right from the start. But it's a great app to share with your clients also after the transaction closes, because you can put in HVAC people and you know, some of those services that might come up after they move into the home. So another great way to stay top of mind with your clients is to, and works really well with what you're working on right now.
Yeah, thank you.
Called the Homekeeper. Yeah, if you want, then I can send out the instructions on how to get it to you after the class too. Okay, any other ahas from your conversation?
Yes. I really actually wasn't sure what I would get. And so I had several had one, you know, and I could tell that it was. I went into my script with her, and she said, oh, well, I'm not the one to talk to, but I'm going to give all your contact info. I'm okay with that. So she said if you don't hear from them in a day, go ahead and call me.
Completely anonymous.
Aren't those heavy?
No, they're not. They're quite light. Okay. Moving on. All right, we are going to talk really quick about some NAR statistics regarding buyers of homes. So this is, nationwide statistics, but the typical home buyer searches for 10 weeks and views 10 homes. 92% of buyers use the internet in their home search process. 50% of buyers use a mobile website or application in their who used an agent view real estate agents as useful information sources. More than 50% of buyers reported finding the right home was the most difficult step in the buying process. 24% of recent home buyers reported the primary reason for the recent home purchase was the desire to own a home. 9% purchased a new home due to job-related relocation or move, and 8% bought for the desire to be in a better area or a change in family situation. Hearing those statistics, what are some of your ahas about buyers right now? Are many buyers going directly to a real estate agent from the start?
No.
Yeah, no. No, most are looking for a period of time prior to. So knowing that, what is a great thing that you can be doing with your sphere in the meantime? Try to help.
You can get them your app for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Your branded app. Get them using that.
Absolutely. And a great easy script for sending that out is, hey, I got this new app. I'd love your feedback. It's non-invasive. It's not in their face trying to sell them anything. It's just kind of giving them some information and asking for their feedback. So share your app with people and let them know that it can find homes anywhere. So, I've been out of the state before and pulled up the Keller app and looked at homes anywhere. So it really is a great resource for that.
Tell me again where I go to find out how to tell people to use that. I mean, what are the... Yeah.
Okay, let me send those out to you because I have them in writing.
Okay.
Yep. Share. I'll send those all to you.
There's what that is. Where it came up the other day. It's buyer instant notification.
Katie, as long as we're on that app topic, not to get too far down a dirt road.
Yeah.
Any information yet on how new agents can get the mortgage?
Yeah, we are on a waiting list.
Okay. Sure.
Which is a bummer.
Is there any other way for us to have applicants apply?
Yes, and they can still go online to kellermortgage.com and still apply through the online source.
Is
It's
there
just
a
a
place
matter of
for them to put in the agent or anything?
I think you send them there's a place that you can put your
On the website?
Yep.
Okay, I'll take a look at that.
Yeah, we're hoping that moves forward quickly. So right now it's just a matter of not being able to get the Keller Mortgage information directly on your app, but your clients can still be using that. Yes. Yep. Okay. Working with buyers, focus on these 3 steps. Find the right home, qualified homes, and bring your buyers to a decision. So 92% of buyers use the internet in their home. What are some ways that you can kind of more efficient for your buyers when they're looking for homes?
Well, I always have them drive by first before I'll show it to them. So that saves everyone a lot of time. I won't show them a house unless they drive by it.
What would you do in that case for people who are out of town?
If they are really, really qualified, they have to be very qualified. I'll do FaceTime.
Oh, while you're driving around? Or
Oh,
what if they
oh,
just come
you
in
need
scheduling to work with you? And
so you're wondering how they would have,
okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
and I would describe the neighborhood and or if there's a park nearby.
And you're getting their criteria in your buyer consultation right off the bat. Do you? Okay. So setting them up on a bin system, which we know better as auto emails. Do you all know how to get to that? How to set up auto emails now in Northstar? Yeah. Blinking red at me. If there are issues that you have with Northstar, sorry, I don't know. Blinking at me. They have tons of resources, and their help desk is super an issue during the business day. You can give them a call and they will walk you through the steps that I found them to be. Just a side note. Some other things you can do is monitor what your buyers receive from your website, and then contact them as soon as you find a property that they should see and ask them to reach out to you as soon as they find a property that they'd like to see. And then continue to check in periodically with your buyers. So if you've got somebody that's not necessarily looking to move immediately, check in with them to make sure that they're done. Make sure you meet with them. Expectation. So if they, aren't getting what they're looking for, and then are just make sure that you are on the same page as far as go, so that you're not wasting your time or their time. And then there is a script that you can use to keep your buyers focused on the top 5 to 7 homes you've selected for them to view based on their needs. That's on page 14. Anybody want to read that?
14. I can read it.
Focus on the best home.
Hi, Mr. Buyer. Where will you find the right home to act with? And I know you're going to have that feeling of, well, but I have to tell you, they are the best homes. You want to see all the homes, or do you want to find the right one quickly? I want to find the right one.
Yeah. And I like your point, Lori, about kind of knowing the area ahead of time. Because knowing the market can save time and frustration. So that's something that you know based on their pre-qualification is just going to waste a lot of people's time. So you know that buyers will search online. So when they call you and are excited because they have found the one, remind them that you still need to qualify the home before you jump in the car to show it. So obviously check the MLS. Phone call to the agent prior to showing a phone call or a home here shortly. That's not a bad idea either, to check in and see the status of the home. So even if it's showing active online, checking with the listing agent to see the status, and then asking the question of if there are offers coming in when they're going to be reviewed with that client. Yep. And then compare the features of the home with your buyer's wish list or must-have list. If it's a good fit, or buyers are letting an emotional factor cloud their better judgment. So sometimes buyers get frustrated. They want to stop looking. They are feeling urgency. And so then it's kind of, I might let this slip because I just need to move. So making sure that you're very clear on the must-haves and how much wiggle room there is with those particular must-haves. And then make a showing appointment and leverage your trip. If there's other homes in the area that you think might be a fit for them, if you can preview those, again, make sure they fit their qualifications and see if you could preview them both around the same time. All right, so it is your turn to qualify some properties. You guys are going to partner up and then the other be and practice searching on the MLS.
Okay, sounds great. So you guys.
I'll be the buyer.
Determine your 5 must-haves and then work on searching those. And if you guys know of, some tricks that you're using on the MLS, you do share that with each other. Okay. I think everybody searches a little bit differently.
Okay. Like you started search.
Hey, John.
Good morning.
Sure. How are
You'll
you?
start a new one though.
Wait, Mr. Jason.
Are you here for Ignite?
That's what we're looking for.
We get into North Star.
I'm looking for Cindy. Shauna.
Shauna?
I'll go out here.
Okay.
I'll leave you guys alone.
No, no worries.
I'm not lost all the time.
All right, so start a new.
These, oh, but don't, okay. Okay, so let's see what you're looking for. What are the must-haves? What city?
3 bedrooms,
What city?
Rochester.
Anywhere in Rochester?
Yes. Actually, Century High. Century High School.
Century.
And yours is a good school.
Oh, you wrote it down.
So just put
2-car
5,906.
garage.
Except for,
But
I have added a.
Sort of southeast, 250 to 300 is all I can afford. I'm poor.
I can probably teach you.
here's the added additional.
Good choice, you can get the best bang for your buck.
Where is that?
Well, it's way down.
Okay, what about the price?
Is um, 225 to 250.
You're not gonna have her.
I know. I'm gonna have about 7.
One.
Huh?
One.
One, so is that listings or all together?
I just did active.
See, I got 3. Oh, you're doing all these, I'm in Century.
And it's fine.
Is it the pending one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, see, in Century.
Yeah,
I've
because
got-
there's some southeast that
Yeah.
pick up.
Yeah. But they're all, how do you figure out average days in the market for these houses
There's a report.
in this?
It's
price
not,
range?
we used to have it on Flex, but we don't. We can just do
Take a
an
look.
average days per market, generally.
This was on the market 6 days.
I could do it the way I'd really do it with a client, but that would take
This was on the market.
at least, I mean,
You almost have to do it, manually. Which isn't too
Yeah.
hard because there's not.
Only
really-
3. The market
318.
26 divided by 3.
Look at these out there.
Yeah, they all 3. All right.
But
So-
that is a good question and something that's valuable to tell a first-time homebuyer before you've even looked at houses.
Right, so
You know, this
they
is what you
know
can,
it's urgent.
yeah, and here's the statistics.
Okay,
Okay, so now we're on an auto search. Know how to do that, right?
yeah,
So,
all right.
I,
So,
first, we're supposed to be doing some auto search.
I've got them on it. So here it is.
So do you know how to do it? What is it on the, yeah, auto search?
no, it's not showing this option.
Okay,
So
so why don't
would
we
you consider
put Jill on
expanding
there? You wanna
your
put her on the auto
carrier
search?
in that
Okay.
price range? You could really get a nice Rambler in
Um,
any part of Rochester.
Sure,
Or we could just show her how to,
as long as it's on a golf course.
Well, I think it'd be good to put her on it because she can see what the client.
okay. So you would go up to,
Go back to where all the listings are. Go back. Back again. Here, and then put that box.
so we're selecting all Jill. And then,
Save. I save it first. And then I do save search. I just want to be sure.
so I gotta add it. What's your last name, Jill?
ROI.
Jill, RORAFF. And I don't like the dear Jill, I put out. And save it.
All right. This always trips me up when I'm.
And you auto email.
with,
You want to email right now.
you know, when clients are sitting right there and I'm trying to
And
So something like this pops up and I can't get
take
rid of
you
it.
for the contact.
You know,
Send
I-
myself, do you do that or is it just?
I do it myself.
It
I mean,
didn't
I
do that
send
before, I
myself.
swear.
Yeah. Exactly. And I'm like,
No.
So I'm gonna send a welcome email.
You guys can help me too. I always find it hard to navigate through things.
Yeah.
That's why I got a pulse.
And I'm gonna put, because it is ASAP rather than pick.
see,
one.
they give you a choice. Daily, emails, monthly. So you always want to check.
In this
ASAP.
price, and how you for sure. All right, so we should have said
Contingencies,
that welcome
just
email.
check the inspection one. Or
This little box, right?
not, so you'd say not inspection,
And then I should be.
because we just want the actual act.
So you can also add additional.
Where? Yeah.
So, so if she said she wanted an acreage, we put acres. If they wanted, let's see, accessible to living,
If you had a client that wanted to finish basement, would you just put
Okay.
700
so there's a whole
Or-
category.
more into the below finished square feet?
So we were gonna
Where's the-
qualify any of these houses, let's just say. What would we do? Look at pictures and. I
We
mean, if
didn't
we're doing
qualify.
research before our client comes to drive around,
You said-
so how?
So are you going? You're just.
I'm
giving
just
them a feel
saying,
for the area.
no, I'm saying they're on their way to qualify these houses. Even though we put those parameters in, there are other parameters they have, like privacy. And so would you just kind of go through and qualify these from what you saw online? Yeah. Okay. Because you can kind of tell, you can see a neighbor's house,
Yeah.
pictures, it's pretty close, and
And if you're not sure, if you can't tell by the pictures, and their big thing is privacy, then they drive.
you can tell if it's not fully fenced when you.
Yeah.
So that's how you pre-qualify if they're fine. Hot, must-haves are a fencing yard, blah, blah. You could, just by descriptions, pictures, right? This
Yeah.
one says chain link
Could go with
fence,
1.5.
vaulted ceiling.
And here, this one available, field is fenced.
Yeah.
The other reason I have them drive by is there can be a yapping dog
Where somebody started a junkyard.
in their house. They don't maintain the lawn. The other houses aren't well maintained. Yeah, Uncle Freddy's.
They got a food truck, they park right in front of your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think pictures too can be the yard, so it might look like it could work, then you actually drive by. So
Yeah.
it's just smart photography.
Yeah. And your client, I mean, I have clients that they get so excited. They know they have to see it right away. We said, Moira, we just don't have time to drive by. I said, we think we have to. I said, we talked about, there could be that barking dog, there could be, it might back up to a busy street, and you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know the traffic
This
patterns.
has gotta be the one for you.
Sometimes you might have to turn left.
How many
onto a
lanes
street
Southeast?
that's
I
busy.
hate green.
That one right
I
out
said,
of it.
I said,
Should've said that.
the worst feedback we can give another realtor is it wasn't a good location. Yeah,
Read my word.
and I've had,
I wonder if they did something. She's.
really?
Yeah, and I've got
I
one
wonder if
client
there's a
that
delay.
I set up yesterday who hasn't done anything. It looks like it's sent, right? Auto email
Here's a side by
one.
side,
Or is it
real close.
only gonna
down
update
to
if something goes on?
listed for to.
I think there's an initial email,
You don't know if you're ready.
because they have to
Listing,
accept
unless
it.
there's a lag.
They have to like open it for it to continue, because if they just don't open your initial email, then it shuts
But
off.
she doesn't even see the email, we send it to her.
Right.
It's a little
There's a
bit
little bit of a lag.
like lighting.
Maybe check at the end of the class, but if you've gone through that.
Yeah. Yep, let's do it,
The
because it doesn't.
association
take
fees
this
are
down.
in that over very.
Never into that folder. Yesterday.
Yeah, I feel like that. Let me try. I'm one to Katie. Don't worry, I want to do a price right.
Oh, I didn't pull out the inspection.
It's
Okay.
here.
That's all right.
Okay.
Yay, I won't send you one now, don't worry.
Thank you.
Unless you want one.
I can do my own.
Kind of nice, to have one that's kind of looks structured.
Well, do about 2 more minutes. Nice. Come back together. Thanks.
Aww. Oh, thanks.
I
Take it.
did a place for like maintenance free.
This is Lori.
Upgrade.
Hi, Brad, how are you? I'm great. Brad, the reason I'm calling is I'm putting together a list of preferred vendors. Mainly you to quite a few of my clients. I am a realtor, and they've been very, very happy with me.
Association.
So,
Under list. Taxes are always more reasonable the first.
okay,
Even so. they shouldn't
I
be
can,
too far.
Mangen, M-A-N-G-E-N.
Other questions? Yes, yeah. Old Rochester School.
Yeah. Oh, I understand. Wow.
Right there.
Okay.
John Marshall.
Okay,
For you? How about open enrollment, Rochester?
okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. And I try to get my clients to call the carpet cleaner ahead of time. You know, I try to get them to call a month ahead of time if they're going to be listing it. Or we even, you know, if they're selling their house
This one.
and we get an offer, we usually have 30 to 45 days to get the carpet cleaned, you know, before the buyer moves in. So, and you know what? It's phenomenal that you're that busy. And you know, that's gonna happen. You know, let them know that
I want.
because I'm so great. Oh, you know. I mean, you can, yeah, you know, you can explain that to them. So I'm wondering if you can do me a favor then.
Anchorage and
If you wouldn't mind referring business to run across anyone that's buying. You know what, why don't we do this? Where are you located? I can drop off some of my business cards and. Okay, what is your email address? Okay. Okay, I will go ahead and send you my contact information. Oh, that'd be great. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, I will do that. And if you can drop some of your cards off too, that'd be great. Okay. Well, thank you, and thanks for calling me back. Okay. Okay. Okay, that sounds wonderful. Hey, you take care. Bye, Brad.
Nice.
Sorry.
Good.
Yeah, really good. You know,
That was really.
Time of year. In the beginning of the conversation, I only heard the end of it. What was,
well,
how did you turn it?
Basically said that I was putting together,
Got that on your message earlier to him?
no. And if you can give me a call. That, that I have referred business to this company in my business.
And, the type of company that it is?
It's a carpet cleaning company.
Cool.
Smart.
And I have, just so you guys know, I've heard green carpet cleaning.
I've used them.
Yeah, were they good?
Yep. Very good.
I actually had a carpet cleaning.
That's right. We're gonna talk about that after.
You do?
That's how I worked my way through college.
How did that go? Determining
Not in
criteria.
front of the client, though.
Yeah.
I and then present
Sure,
what I found.
sure. That's okay too. And I think the comfort level will come from experience. Okay, we're gonna talk about showing homes. So some suggestions to prepare to show homes. Obviously, again, check on the instructions. Please follow the showing instructions. This says try to give a 24-hour notice. Follow the showing instructions in the MLS. That's extremely important. Call the listing agent to make sure it's still available and if there have been any offers. Set the home tour date with your buyer. Check to see if they have earnest money ready if necessary. That's more of a motivation conversation in the beginning to see how quickly and prepared they are to actually write an offer. Preview the home and eliminate any homes that don't meet their criteria. Prepare and educate yourself about the homes and demographics. Be their source of information. So again, when Lori's driving by homes, if the client can't, and coming up with the homes in the area that are in a similar price range or what that price range is for that area. And you can use your Kelly app to pull up snapshots of particular neighborhoods. So if you're driving around, you can speak into your Kelly app and say, oh snap, and it will pull up a snapshot of that particular neighborhood and show you how many homes are on the market, what the average days on market is, average home price, and that is something that you can send to your clients as well.
really?
So, yeah.
And that's in the Kelly app.
Kelly app.
So how do we say it?
You just say, oh snap,
Oh, that's
into
why I was
Kelly.
reading that. Oh, snap.
or you can say,
So when we do that,
Yeah.
Are we asking for a certain neighborhood?
It will show you a neighborhood statistic. Yes. Yes. So wherever you are, but you could also, if you were looking, like for the 55906 is of 55. Number 4, market snap of 55906.
Market snap for 55906 zip code.
Don't say 4.
Oh,
And you might have to type that one out. But it can pull up a snapshot of anywhere.
you're right. You can't believe it. 55906.
Yeah. Use your Kelly app and open houses too. So if you have a client coming in that is a great way to get their phone number. Yeah, let me send you this information, and then you
That's just one.
no.
You're mean.
Best homes first. So by showing your buyers the best homes first, you can reduce your tour. First 1 or 2 and write an offer on some of those, especially as they know that the flying off the market. Yes, ma'am.
I learned at my North Star training that there is a tool in there so that you can map out your drives, and it tells you how many minutes in between each.
Yeah.
And it does a logistical.
How do you do that?
I don't.
I bet there's a video. I'll
Yeah,
look for it
Okay,
and I'll
I
send
guess
it
we
to
want
you.
to move right along then.
Approximately 3 to 4 hours to tour 5 to 7 homes, unless you're. Avoid anything longer than that because then your buyers will become exhausted and confused. Arrange to meet with your buyers at your office or at the first home. Also, please know that the offices are open. Meeting. Print out 2 detailed MLS information sheets for each property and then put them in the order that you will be touring those homes.
For 1 second.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know.
Yeah.
There's TVs, did you know that, in the conference room? So you can plug it in and bring the MLS TV up on the screen.
Is it you plug in wirelessly or
No, there's USB.
oh?
Yeah, or if you have a listing presentation or a buyer's presentation, maybe in PowerPoint or some electronic format, you can pull it up on it. Good point, Lori, thank you.
Sorry to.
No worries. And then make a copy of the 5 must-haves sheet that was filled out during along to give to your buyers.
That's a good idea. Give to them.
Yeah, remind them of what they said.
Yeah.
As they start to get emotional. The most important parts of preparing your buyers to evaluate the home is to help them understand the things that they, if they are talking about things like yard size, busy streets, things that can't be changed, figure out how that is for them. And if it is, change potential future showings based on that. When it comes to things like painting, landscaping, carpeting even, suggest some low-cost options to change that out. Use your vendor sources, and then again, be their source of information. If you have ideas on what things might cost, sometimes that can put buyers at ease too. So if you've had a client change something out and you know approximately what it would cost, you can suggest that as well. And then again, you have them use the home tour checklist that looks like this. I think it's on your next page. Ooh, Lori does not like that. As a guide, I'm gonna make a comment. I imagine that takes a significant amount of time. So maybe give it to them after the fact and then have them, the non-driver fill it out in between your drive.
What I do is right in the house, and I've tried a lot of different, I always try it. So what I find has been the most effective, and I tell them this even when we're doing our, immediately turn over the feature.
Mhm.
And I have them do it, and I just put plus, minus, and I say, tell me what you like. I always tell them I want a fresh, really fresh from the gut. And so I write down all the things I plus, all the things I don't like, and then the first thing I said is it in or out.
Mhm.
And they say out. And if they say in, if we're on the second house, I ask them what number it is.
Mhm.
Is it number 1 or 2?
Bingo.
If we show 5 houses, that's a number 1.
It's fast, really fast to do it that way.
Mhm. Absolutely. So have you run has some differing opinions when you're doing
Oh,
that?
yes.
Yeah. How do you work through that?
If I do have that, which now I will, that 5 must-haves,
Mhm.
I'll say, we.
Hi.
Is there any criteria that you have now changed since we last?
Perfect. Circle back to that. Remind them. And then just remember, every time that you are looking at a home, you're also previewing potential future buyers as well. So taking notes on your own feature sheet, so you give them one and you have one yourself, will help you to remember some of those features of that house. So on page 18 is the home tour checklist, or it is not.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just found a faster way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so home has a lockbox. Shout inside the home as you are entering. Don't take for granted that information is getting relayed to kids or sleeping teenagers or
Someone in the shower.
someone in the shower. Make sure that you make your presence known if you're opening a door. Again, record your own comments on your MLS sheet.
Oh, there you go.
Names, I like this, the smelly cat house. Help them remember some of those things that they may really like or really not like. Avoid making comments. Let them make their own comments. If they're asking for suggestions, of course, focus on some of the bigger picture items, but let them come to their own conclusion.
Also have the activity talk with them in case there's a home security or whatever, that they're not really dissing the sellers.
Sure. That's very smart. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, that's really smart. And then couples may want to exchange opinions on their own, so make sure to give them some private time, move to another area of the home, or stand outside at the beginning, and then point out that you're stressing the benefits of the home and not necessarily focusing on the features, so the things that can't be changed, but stress the benefits that make it within their criteria. And then have one that's still in. Is it a 1 or a 2 compared to the other? To narrow down their options, because they may have a ton of homes, maybe not, but may. And then ask your buyers, do you see yourself living here? And if the answer is yes, ask them if they're interested in writing an offer right off the bat. Like asking for business. Don't delay in doing it. Why is that? Make an offer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she said find the good. Home touring etiquette. Good. Again, make sure that you're following the showing instructions. Make sure you're looking in advance to be mindful of pets. You don't want to let their favorite cat out the front door. And then maybe also preparing your clients in advance from when they go in advance of going into the home, that there may be a pet in there so that they're aware of that and know what to expect. Leave the home as you found it. So turn off lights. If you've adjusted the air conditioning in a showing or heat in a showing for some reason, make sure that is turned back to what it was when you arrived. Leave a card, let the sellers know that you were there, and then also should the listing expire. And then make sure to secure and lock the house when you leave, and notify the listing agent if you've noticed anything wrong. So if you're in the basement and you notice a big puddle in the furnace room, make sure you're calling. Client may be out of town for a period of time. The other thing that we just maybe experienced is snow and ice. If that is a dangerous situation, let that listing agent know so that they can take care of it or assist the client to take care of it. Review. Anybody have any fun home etiquette stories that you've run into? Nothing crazy. People in the shower.
People in the shower, that's always an embarrassing one.
Yeah.
That happen.
Oh, yeah, like more than once. We're going
like
into
sent
a home
candles
today,
out.
at least we know that the
Oh.
person
So I sleeping alone and so
Uh-huh.
I figured it burned.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
The ladies could be sleeping.
Come back with the con- Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Agent. Apartment community housing, and there was always, I'd go in.
Growing bedroom, I bet.
But do your best to let them know that you're. Thanks, Lori. Good luck.
I better.
Class, yeah.
Bye, Lori.
Bye. 21. We're going to talk quickly about pointing out benefits. So again, point out the benefits, not necessarily the features. Suggestion on the chat. Play, maybe it's fenced in for your pets. Really just focus on those things that can't be changed. We're not going to go through the benefit exercise if that's okay with you guys.
Okay.
Recognizing buyer signals as you tour the home. So some common buyer signals would be body language and facial expressions. What are they saying? Are they smiling? Do they have a face that looks like this because there's cat smell or something that they don't like? Asking about seller's motivation, if you know about that. Detailed questions such as, can I see the seller's disclosures? What are the property taxes? Putting furniture in the home is a big one. I'm going to put my couch here and move things around here. If they're comparing it to other houses, when they're thinking about it. Discussing paint or carpet, sitting down in the house. Not wanting other buyers to see it. This is always a good one, especially when there's back-to-back showings and seeing that there might be somebody coming up behind and you can see that they have a sense of urgency. Asking for a second showing, and then, believe it or not, raising objections. So it's a common misconception that objection means the buyers aren't interested in the property, but it can actually be a strong buying signal because they might be visualizing themselves in that home. And then objections and scripts to overcome those objections. For the objection, we love it, but we haven't seen enough properties yet. Objection, we want a formal dining room, and we don't like the carpet, paint, or landscaping. These are great scripts. Do you all have script partners that you're working with at this point in time? Yeah, okay. So these are good scripts to work on with your partners as you're doing some scripting. That is what I have for you guys today. Do you want to take a quick break, and then we'll bring Nikki in here in a few minutes? We'll say maybe 5-7 minutes. Thank you guys for bearing with me on this brand
Thanks,
new
Katie.
topic.
I have a technical question for you. Like here in camera, the KW. Sometimes when I'm in a system and try to send something out, it comes up as Karen Hammer at KW.com, parentheses, Intisite. And I can't see it on my other American Plus because Karen Hammer at KW.com is my primary email and I see others. Like if I send a listing from Zillow to myself, and I try to use Karen Cameron at KW.com, it goes some.
Are you in your Gmail? And are you sending a link?
Yes,
So you're pasting that link into,
the email to myself.
yeah. So you're sending it from yourself.
And I can't make it not say authentic. I can't erase that.
That before. I'm guessing that it is saved. Are you always using?
Not always.
Okay, but regardless of what site you're on, that's
I mean, this morning I just barely was on that computer and I wondered.
on the resource one.
Yeah.
You,
No, because what I'm thinking is if I start on that one, that might be the that computer. I can't remember the last time it happened.
I'm just wondering if there's sort of like or all, but you're saying some will go through and some will not.
Well, they probably never gave you a login for the portal.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find the word.
Oh, Brittany.
I'll come to your office if I can get more specific.
Okay.
Okay.
On the portal. Yeah,
Yeah,
contact, contact Brittany. Her number should be on there. Just the main number. Yeah, they don't think they give out that right information. I don't know why. I know.
But I could,
Okay, sounds great.
or I can.
Do you need?
The sound is terrible.
Okay.
It's in and out and great. Do you use the clicker?
Yeah, it's right down here. Oh. Okay. I'm like, oh.
Is it a mistake?
I don't know. But you heard Katie saying that, she was covered in, somebody was covered in.
And she wasn't here on Monday, so.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be.
She was supposed to be 2 days ago. But she wasn't here on Monday too, so if she's sick or, I don't know. Mhm. Yeah, but she tried to wait. Okay,
Hopefully she's
yeah.
on the PC.
Hey.
everybody. As Katie mentioned, getting it done for you, right? So this will be a very interactive. I've never tested. Have I ever read through it? So.
That was a nice disclosure, right?
So, but I'm excited to learn with you guys, put it that way. So Katie's been talking about buyers. So what I'm going to start on is you've been showing houses and how to get your buyer as far as decisions, moving on with urgency, doing that offer. We do have a short video to watch. Cross our fingers that's going to work. If not, we'll continue. There's a lot of things in here about, you know, different like roadblocks and stuff that I've come in contact with buyers and such. Obviously, I haven't had any of those roadblocks. Up to you guys if you've come up to any roadblocks and kind of do as a discussion. Where there is no passion over again, your decision-making process. It's not what it needs to be on. You guys don't care about that. Or maybe. To facilitate the decision-making process, right now I'm on page 25. I think our page is colon. Do they? Okay. So the first one is, you know, each time you show a new property, you should be asking your buyers to rank the property and then put your MLS forms in order of what they like, what they don't like. Always be looking for their needs, their wants, their values, and you'll find out that those might differ per house. Sometimes it changes, does it not? You go from one house to the next, and like, oh, well, this is what I want. And it's just about reading your buyer, knowing exactly, you know, their wants, needs, values, putting those in order. When you finish touring the homes, like I said, put them all in order. They say to eliminate all of them, but the top two. I don't know how you guys do that. I have not done that when I have seen, like, a lot of times there's not that many homes to even look at now anyways, to be eliminating everything but the top two. You might only have two. So, but you know, when we do get into a different market and you might have a surplus and you might be showing 20, 25 homes, that's where that would come into play. Ask them questions like, is this your favorite? Is this going to be your new home? If it doesn't meet everything on their checklist, to validate their choice and add, you know, I can see why you're excited about it. Or if it doesn't meet things on their checklist, and it might have varied a little bit, find out why it doesn't meet on their checklist. And that'll help you when you're doing a search for new homes. Pros and cons sheets is always a good thing to do. You can always do a pros and cons sheet for them. Ask them to name things off, and then you write it down for them, and they might cons are really minor and the pros outweigh it, or vice versa. You get to a point, ask them to make an offer. If they've narrowed it down on the highest ranking house, ask them if they want to make an offer. Go back to the office, do a little more research on it. How do they feel about it? Can they see themselves in that home? Is that your new home? The video, maybe. We'll see if it'll come up on here or not. It may or may not, maybe. can get it on here. I'm sorry, I can't go grab Katie. She's in ALC. Does anyone else know how to throw it up on here?
You know, we could just come up there. A 3-minute.
Yeah,
Table up there.
that would be just
Sit
fine.
down.
Yep, or if you're welcome. And you're right, it's only 3.5 minutes.
Hi, my name's Sean Healy, and today I'm going to teach you how to create buyer urgency through the showing process. And the first step is setting expectations. We tell buyers that it is a seller's market, and what that means is the best homes go fast. The next area that we set offers. We tell our buyers there are buyers out there, and you may find your situation. The third area that we set expectations on is condition. Many of the homes that they're going in ready, but they need a little bit of work. The next step in the process we call MLS, and funnel it down so that at the end of the day, there can be only one house that kicks out the bottom. What I'd like you to do tonight, pick out the best 10 or 15 homes, and then tomorrow drive those homes and check them out. I want you to pick out the best 3 or 4, and we'll go out and take a look at those homes. Next part is the actual. You'll ask the buyer on a scale of 1 to 7, leaving out and 1 being unlivable, where would you rate this home? Inevitably, the buyer will answer. When they give you a 5 is because they don't have anything else to compare it to on the very first home that they've gone to see. Then what you want to do is try and reinforce what's making it a 5 for you. Then the next question you ask said, what are some of the things that you would do to move it more towards a 7 if you were to purchase it? You go on to the next house. Now you ask an alternative of choice question. Pretend you had to buy one of these 2 houses today. Which one would it be? The last one we saw or this one? They liked the first one better. Perfect. Go to the third house. You do the same thing. You say, all right, Gary, homes on the market and you have to buy one today. Which one is it? The first one we saw or this one? And they say, this one. And you repeat that process over and over until you get to the last house. And at the end of the day, you say, well, Main Street was your favorite house. So right there from the house, we call the listing agent, find out if the home is still available. Let's go back to the office and get this property written up before somebody else gets it. My biggest aha out of this came when I was out with one of my first-time buyer families, and we drove up to the first house, and my buyer said, I don't even want to go in that one. What he ended up telling me at the end of that trip was, Sean, what I want you to do is print me out a list of every home that matches my criteria. I'm going to drive by those homes, and I'll tell you which ones I want to see. Aha! Hey, thanks for watching KW.
So he was saying, instead of saying here, take 2, and then okay. Okay, so we're still on, if there's no offers, now I'm on page 27. Don't want to make any offers. You've shown trying to find out, why they don't want to make offers, as he was saying, comparing. There's to show more homes before you leave that, not making an offer. So, you're showing homes on Saturday, and then say, and again, I'll be sending you homes throughout this week. If you look, comes to Friday, and there isn't any homes that came up for them, or if there's no. Hi.
I'm wondering.
Absolutely. We can do that. We can go to partners.
You.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's okay.
We're a little chaotic.